Hello and welcome back. I had to free up a little bit of storage space there. So this is part 2 of the divine masculine tea, and it's fun. So while I was waiting, I'd been clearing up some space. Actually, that makes me think. It's a good time, whether you're feminine or masculine. It's a good time for clearing space, especially like think about how you'd clear space to have, Thanksgiving, things like that. But it's also just good to clear your space, especially with Mars energy right now. It's good to just be new, like redo you, and that what's in your space, the people in your space, the things in your space, they are a direct reflection of you. And so, look at what's around you, clear that space. But 2 songs came on. Actually, 3. The first one was The Weight by Elle King, and then it was Let Me Love You Down, and then it was I Will Always Love You. And just the theme of those, just look at the words, The Weight, Let Me Love You Down, and I Will Always Love You. Those are, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that most things are synchronicities and a communication of some kind. Now, that to me, because this is a divine masculine tea reading, it suggests to me a mixture of feelings, which makes sense. And especially with Mars going direct, that they're probably feeling a lot more of those feelings than they were before. And with Mars having been in retrograde, there's likely been a lot of internal and external fights with feelings and people and things like that. And what I'm sensing is that this card that we were looking at, which I was saying, like they've not been connected with their emotions or their feminine energy. This is a water, a cups card, so they've not been connected with that, and they probably thought that they could get away with that, but it's not making them happy. They're noticing they're not feeling fulfilled. Their home is not happy. They don't feel that magical connection, but it tells me like there's a weight to that. Like they're deciding, well, I have a lot here, and it looks to everyone else like I have a fair amount. I put on a good mask with it, but I'm not happy with it. Maybe I want this 1 cup. Maybe I want to go back, or maybe I want to start something new. Maybe I want something different. But that's a weight. It's a weight on the heart and a weight on the mind. And then the second song, Let Me Love You Down, they're likely feeling like they're very, especially if you've connected with them in a physical way, they're missing that right now. They're feeling thirsty for it, right? They've got all these cups, but they don't quench their thirst. But they know that this 1 cup does. But is it enough? Right? But it's, and I also get the sense that that's kind of where divine feminines are with their energy too, and kind of calling their masculines in a little bit, especially if you've been on your own clearing your throat chakra and your heart chakra by singing, and that's a good song to sing. Let me love you down, right? And then the next one, I Will Always Love You, it feels like it's a mixture between, like, I want to say some masculines are feeling that way towards their feminines. Like, I'm lovingly releasing you because I feel like I'll hold you back. They don't feel good enough. They would take this cup, they would come back to you, but they feel like you are too good for them, and that they're just going to hold you back, which isn't true, especially because we've been doing our healing work. They can't. Only we can hold ourselves back, but they're still learning that lesson. And the other part of it is a lot of them are releasing, especially with this Scorpio energy, and likely coming up by the 14th or 15th of the Scorpio new moon, which is a lot of karmic release. They're likely letting go of karmic situations, and for some of them they've been good karmics who have been mostly good to them, taught them a fair amount of good lessons, and for a lot of them they've been very toxic relationships, not necessarily because the karmics are toxic, many of them are, but because the masculines have had a toxic relationship with themselves and they attracted somebody who reflected that. And even with that, whether it's been good or bad, or likely a mixture of both, they're still feeling like I'm not what you need. You need somebody else who can provide you with more emotion, more money, more stuff around the house. It's not me. That's not who I am anymore. Maybe I was when we first met, but maybe I thought that's what I wanted, but it's not what I wanted. It's not making me happy, and you and I are not happy. I'll always love you, and I know that there's some part of you that will always love me, but I'm letting it go. I'm gonna go for this cup. I know that you have a lot to offer, but it's not my cup. I want my 1 cup. The other thing that I was hearing as a channel was stop in the name of love, and you can't hurry love. A lot of times this card, especially when we see it towards somebody else, is about being patient while somebody decides what they want to decide. Like, you can't hurry love, you'll just have to wait. Oh, 'cause it don't come easy. It's a game of give and take, right? And I think that, masculines are now, especially with the Scorpio energy, really starting to feel their feelings. With all the retrogrades that we've had, and especially Mars being the Emperor. Mars in Aries is like the Emperor card. It's also the Fool card. But it's, they've been really disconnected from their feelings, likely because of their karmic situationships. And now they're really starting to feel that stuff, and that card kind of confirms that for me. Now, let's look at the last two cards that we have, which is our Divine Circus Oracle cards. And I'm laughing. I've read this card before, but I'm going to read it again. It's the Date with Destiny card, and you'll laugh when you hear the meaning of it, which is card number 43. And look at, in the shadow card, we had card number 7. 4 and 3 equals 7. So again, more momentum. And this card in particular is very much about momentum. And then we have the Play Your Hand card, which I think I've read it before, but I'm not positive. And it's card number 39, which is 12, the Hanged Man. And I'm really called to the dolly in there. There might be something to do with stuffies or some sort of sweetness. And it's funny because, like, the girl, I mean, she looks fairly innocent. She looks like she's been through some shit. But her dolly looks very, I don't know, like, well, I don't know. I mean, you look at it, she doesn't look happy. And I think for some, this could be masculine's experience of, like, you versus the karmic. Like, they see you as this, like, giant, almost like Peter Pan sort of energy going on. Like if Tinkerbell was Peter Pan versus, like, this, small but sturdy and tough, like, energy. It almost looks like a victim the way that she's sitting, the little dolly. Like, the girl is, like, open, and she's taking a roll in the dice. Maybe that's you, femmes. Maybe you're taking a roll on the dice. Maybe you're reaching out to them instead of waiting for them to reach out to you. Or maybe you're waiting and taking a roll on faith that they're going to reach out to you. And I can see that it's interesting. So it's the King of Spades, which is the King of Pentacles in reverse that's being tossed out. And on the dice, I can see 3, 2, and 5. So we got 8, 9, 10, Wheel of Fortune, and a skull. Almost looks like the Punisher skull. And, oh wow, it looks like the noose, the Hanged Man. Isn't that funny? Didn't we just say that? 12, right? It's on there. I have a feeling there's no coincidence in that on there. There's also a little bit of a jester in the corner. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and the 7 of Spades. Which would be, I believe, the 7 of Swords. Ooh, and it's in reverse, so that's consequences. That's like getting caught for manipulating and things like that. And she's kind of sitting on a ledge, sort of like the Fool. And 12 breaks down to 3 also, which is the Empress. So I'm looking at that now. What's funny? What I'm being called to in this Date with Destiny card is very much like the stars around her eyes, and that you can't really tell by her emotions, or, well, they're emotionless in there, but she's more of an ethereal being. This might turn into a part 3 in a minute. She's kind of an ethereal being, and she's kind of an ethereal being. And you're not really sure, like, what it is that she's up to, right? So let's look at hers. 43.